Saints at Redeemer, it's Pastor Frank. Of course, it is Monday, March 30th. And in our initial announcement about the change in the pattern of worship in response to the pandemic and the government's recommendations, we set yesterday, March 29th, as the date for the leadership of Redeemer to review the situation that we face and to sort of determine how we continue to proceed. Now, in our review, which did take place yesterday, many phone calls and conversations were had. And so in our review, we want you to know that we're not only concerned for the spiritual well-being of the congregation, of which we are, it is of utmost importance, but we too are concerned with the physical well-being of people. We're not being so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good, or the opposite, so earthly minded we're no heavenly good. So it's not an either or, but it's a both and situation. Therefore, we propose the following actions, and this is what we want to do. First, the live stream services will continue to include Palm Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, 10:45 in the morning on Sunday. Maundy, Thursday, that is April 9th at 7 p.m. It will be live streamed only. Good Friday, live streamed only. That's the 10th of April at 7 p.m. And then, yes, unfortunately, in a sense, Easter Sunday on the 11th at 10:45 a.m. will be live streamed as well. So Palm Sunday, Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday. And then we will, going forward after that service on Easter on the 11th, the leadership team will again assess the situation, determining if and when gathering together as a congregation will be feasible. And frankly, with yesterday's announcement by the president that this is probably going to last till the 30th, that may very well affect what we're going to do. But I do want you to know this, beloved. When it is safe and it is feasible, we will celebrate a Resurrection Festival Sunday. We'll kind of give a few Sundays to plan it out after we've gotten together, but we will have the choir, all the stuff that they've been practicing to get to Easter. We'll hear that in the service. We'll sing well-known Easter hymns, and then we'll have a meal together afterwards following the divine service. So more details on that will come. Third, we continue the suspension of gatherings of more than 10 people in our building until further notice. In-person gatherings of share groups also continue to be suspended until further notice. However, we do urge you to continue to meet online, as some are already doing, if you're able to do that. Fifth, Sunday school for both children and adults is also suspended until further notice. I do want to encourage you, though, be in the Word in the meantime. You don't have to wait for just Sunday school to do that. Sixth, and this is probably the big change here, if you will. Communion, Holy Communion, resumes Holy Week. Now, here's the way it's going to happen. First, I am going to invite a few people, not favorites or anything like that, but from less medically vulnerable groups that are identified by the CDC, to assist me with the service in the sense of not just to be there, but to strip the altar during the Maundy, Thursday service, as we do at the end. And yes, we will also have communion at that service, so those assistants will receive communion as part of that. This is important, and I'm doing it this way because Maundy, Thursday's theme largely is Jesus serving us by washing feet and instituting the meal by which he serves us even now. Now, I want to get communion to everyone as it is safe and feasible to do. So, I will be available to serve the sacrament of the altar to small groups of us at the church by appointment, staying within the CDC space guidelines, on Good Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Easter Vigil, that is Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, please note this is important. If you're not feeling well, if you're immune compromised, if you feel uncomfortable in any way at this time to receive communion in this way, it is completely okay for you not to participate at this time. I'm going to say right now to remember your baptism and the forgiveness of sins that you have gotten through that as well. So we will continue to work within the situation before us to bring word and sacrament to you in an appropriate way. To schedule your family's time for communion, you'll want to visit redeemerwv.org/communion-scheduling. I'll say that again. redeemerwv.org/communion-scheduling. Scheduling your time will ensure that we maintain safe numbers and safe distances. As we proceed beyond Holy Week, we'll continually evaluate how we can do this with the intent that the Lord has for this holy meal. So as we continue to do live stream services, we will look to continue to use the appointment scheduling to do communion each week. We'll just have to determine the day and time. That information will come. So what can you do beyond following the above guidelines? Again, you can pray. Let's each, as individuals, as families, use the discipline of prayer to call on God, who's our refuge, to preserve and protect us and enable us to find the best way to love our neighbors. Yes, even and because right now it means being distant from each other. 2, you can connect. Continue to communicate with each other. Check on one another. Plan for the time that when this passes, we can look forward both to fellowship, times of renewed teamwork in our mission. Share groups. Stay in touch with each other. Again, use Zoom, Facebook, whatever you are able to do it. Maintain is number 3. I want to encourage you to continue to tithe and make offerings if at all possible. The reality is our expenses continue even as we provide live stream services and communion and the other services that the church is continuing to do. You may donate online at redeemerwv.org/donate, or you may mail your donations to Redeemer Lutheran Church, 1 Deer Walk Lane, Charleston, West Virginia, 25314. 4th, persevere. When the time comes, we'll have the chance to get together. Consider volunteering for some activities which might be needed. For instance, to do a final clean and disinfecting of the church as we get ready to meet again, preparing things for that. And so I want to end with this. Please know that the entire leadership of Redeemer is praying for you, for our congregation, just for this situation, that as it will come to pass, that the Lord might spare many people, and that we might be able to seize opportunities to love our neighbor and share the gospel. I want to encourage you to take comfort in knowing that your Heavenly Father is loving and good, and that Jesus has removed forever the sting of death. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please reach out to me at pastor@redeemerwv.org. That's pastor@redeemerwv.org.